Hi, guys. It is our team mashup call for Wednesday, the 11th. The topic of discussion is a social media refresher. But before we even get to that, there's a couple of things that I just wanted to remind you guys about. If you haven't done it already, the new website is up and running. So I suggest that you take a minute or two to set up your website, add some images, and just poke around in there, see what's going on in there, and get familiar with it. So that's that. The UK launch is going to be happening within the next week or two. So we'll be, I'm sure, hearing a lot more about that. I know two coaches that are going out there, so it's going to be a big deal. What else did I wanted to share with you? I did get some information for those of us or those of you that are interested in doing the 80-day obsession. I spoke to somebody that is currently in the test group. And what I found out from her was that it is a commitment. So if this is something that you want to talk to your customers about, or you want to do yourself or your prospective customers for the new year, keep in mind it is a commitment, meaning she had said to me it's not our stereotypical 20 to 30 minute workouts. We're looking at 45 minutes to an hour. And with the nutrition plan, it's a commitment. So if you're willing to do it for the 80 days, because what they're doing is they're going back into like the older program kind of platform like they did with P90X, 3 and 2 and all that, and Insanity. They're going to be longer workouts and very strict nutritional plans. She says that her body has changed tremendously, and you're not going to get bored, because I know I have a lot of customers that get bored easily. You're definitely not going to get bored, but it's a commitment as far as time concerns. So if you're short,
it's a different workout every single day.
Correct. It's a different workout every single day. Some of the moves are repeated, like you'll see some of the moves throughout the program, but it's different every single day. You're basically also eating like every couple of hours. But Autumn goes through all of that. There's a lot of things. Megan is the one that's in the test group. She was saying that they're talking a lot about obviously the time and how to market this and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we'll see the sneak peek in December, but I know I'm committing myself to the 80 days of it, only because I want to see the transformation that I can do. And I'll have more time to really, probably 2 weeks before I stop working, and then I'll be home. So that's not too bad. I'll suck it up.
I'll be done with my damn marathon training, because that'll start right after my marathon. So
yes,
I'll have plenty of time to work out.
Right. I mean, I'm accustomed to, and I know Allie is as well. I'm a max of like 30 minutes. I can't do. Hey, Miss Rebecca.
Hello. Sorry.
It's okay. We're just talking about 80-day obsession, and I got some feedback from somebody that's in the test group, and they were saying, and I'll restate what I had told the girls already, that it's a commitment. Meaning that for 80 days, you're committed to a 45 to an hour workout. The nutritional plan is a commitment. And if this is something that you really want to see a change in your body, you want to build muscle and tone, this is definitely the program. It's probably not the program for our newer customers. We want to probably steer them to 21 Day Fix, Extreme, Shift Shop, that kind of stuff. But with this is a commitment. But I'm definitely going to be doing it. I'm definitely I'm committing myself to the 80 days. So, because if we start the 15th, that brings us to like August. I had Andy to make sure because I was like, is it over my birthday? He's like, yeah, it's over your birthday. I'm like, oh, damn it. Yeah. But anyway, so I just wanted to bring you guys some feedback from what I heard from, because Megan's doing it. I wanted to get some information from her, and she was saying that if you want to see a change and you want to really commit yourself to a program, this is definitely the program. Because what they're doing is they're trying to go back to the older programs and kind of make it different every single day. It's not like you have 3 weeks a week, obviously every day is the same, but you're doing the same thing every 3 weeks. Every week. But it's definitely, she just kept on saying it's a commitment. So.
Well, and they've said, it's not a beginner program.
Right.
They're longer workouts
Mm-hmm.
and that they're a little bit more challenging.
Right.
So.
But I have a customer, her, Kim Karim, which all of you know.
Yeah.
And as soon as they came out with this, I made her watch the video on the computer, and she was like, oh my God, like this is so me. Cause she gets bored, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's been, off the wagon for a while. So what I'm doing is I'm getting her back with this week. She's kind of getting back between like, UV2 and size. Next week, she's going to do clean week with us. And then I'm going to have her do 21 day fix just to get her on a program and have her finish it, because she always falls off the wagon and stops.
And 21 day fix is an awesome program for exactly that.
Right. And then once she finishes that, then I'll have her do extreme, and then that will bring her into the new year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what my plan of attack is for her. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to just share with you guys, so that, when we start to see the sneak peek in December, because I think we're going to do a free group for that as well, right? I think we had talked about that. But, it's definitely going to be an interesting thing, because I don't know any of our customers or my customers that would be like, yeah,
Yeah,
I want to sign up to do that.
I want to spend 80 days.
right. I'm totally looking for a hard program with long workouts. Yeah.
Right.
And eating well, the nutrition.
No,
is
run
like,
away.
Right.
When to
So-
eat, what to eat. The nutrition's like really detailed.
Very detailed. Yep.
Yeah, that's
And
the part
and
that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Okay, I'll go. No, because that brings me to, and this is for everybody that's listening, is that I think that what we should do as a team, which I think might help, if we do have any customers or new customers that want to do it, why don't we make like a team mashup 80-day obsession group, so that we're all in one place together, because it's such a longer program, and that frees us all up also to continue with the 21 day programs and the free groups while this is still going on. And it also, I think it would help to rotate all the different faces rather than it just being the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that, it's something to ponder. But I definitely think that it might be, a good idea to try. But, so I wanted to talk to you guys about that. I mentioned the UK thing still. If you haven't looked at the back office, take a minute to go ahead and do that. Thanks, Rebecca, for sharing that little bits of information. And then before we get to, the, social media refresher, I also wanted to get some feedback with the team page. Do we still want to continue to do the calls every other week? Do you guys like the option of the power hour? Give me feedback. What do you guys think? Crickets.
I don't mind doing the calls every other week. That's fine with me.
Okay.
I think I also like the option of like the power hour group page where you're like, hey, I'm going to do a power hour at 10:30. Does anybody want to hop on? Instead of maybe scheduling a power hour, you know what I mean? Just saying, hey, I'm going to be working for 45 minutes at 8:15. If anybody wants to join me, hop on. You know what I mean?
Well, how about we do this then? Piggybacking off of that, why don't we keep the team calls consistent where it's every other Wednesday like we're currently doing? And then why don't we do, if we're going to do a power hour, if we know that we're going to work, post it in here and say, hey, I'm working. If anybody wants to work, let me know. And I'll share my Zoom or whatever.
And I have one too, or we can FaceTime, and
it doesn't have to be just Zoom.
Facebook has a
they do
share now, so you can always do it on there.
Right. Yep.
I haven't tried that yet, but Kirsten and I are holding that in our back pocket for all the days that FaceTime kicks us off.
I've had that. My intervention was through Facebook video. And yes, I had a coach intervention.
Oh, I know you did.
Yes, blah, blah, blah. And it was a year ago about now.
Mm-hmm.
So blah, blah, blah. Yes. Okay. So, but I think then that's what we'll do for now, is we'll skip the power hour. And that if anybody's doing it, just post, hey, if you want to do a power hour, message me or comment below or I'm on or whatever. Because lately, I know that I've been working a lot at nights to play catch up, especially now that I'm busier. So I'm definitely here. Come February, I don't know what my schedule is going to be, but that's a good idea. And then if anybody has any topics, I know Kirsten offered to she did the food and nutrition and food shopping, yummy goodness call. But if there's any topics that anybody wants to bring up, just holler and we can add that into the mix too. Is there any news or anything that anybody wants to mention while we're here before I start talking about social media?
Nope.
Okay. My son hit a home run tonight. Okay. Just had to throw that out there.
My nephew's going to state for golf. He shot a 76.
Wow.
Goodness.
He's 17.
Awesome.
Wow.
I was like, you shot a what now? I was like, was that a 9?
Oh my God.
So he's going to state.
That's awesome.
Yeah, another kid shot a 72, his teammate, so they're both going to state.
Oh my.
I was floored. These 17 and 18-year-old kids are shooting this. Crazy.
That's insane. That's crazy. Okay,
so here's to lots more home runs for Aaron.
Yes. Yes, lots more. Any more news? Anybody? Okay. One more thing that I did want to mention. I listen to Summer Tucker a lot. If you don't know who she is, she's one of the top coaches. You love her too, Kirsten?
Yeah.
Love her. Mm-hmm. I got to meet her at my first summit. I put my arm around her. I took a picture of her. I lost it when my phone died, but that's okay. But it was magical. Anyway, so one of the calls that I listened to, she had gone to an event, and I know a lot of us struggle with anxiety and how when something happens, we just instantly react and all of that. So she shared an acronym that they used at this conference that I just thought was so amazing, and I'm going to share it now. So it is E plus R equals O. So it's event plus response equals outcome, meaning the event is uncontrollable. It's raining at Aaron's game, or you're stuck in traffic. That's actually a good example, being stuck in traffic, or something that you can't control. Your response is controllable, what you can control. So you're in traffic. Normally, you're sitting there, you're cursing, you're yelling, you're screaming, you're honking your horn, you're getting mad. You want to get over, but you can't. That you're feeding off of the event, and then your outcome is that you're pissed off, you're angry. When you do get to work, you're snipping and yelling at other people, or if it's the reverse, you're coming home, you're yelling at your spouse or your kids or whomever. So one of the things that she had said from this event that she had gone to is, when we have things like that, let's take a second and take a breath and look at the situation. I mean, I know it's hard when you're in the heat of it, but look at the situation, calm yourself down, then respond so that your outcome is different. And I've been trying really hard and diligently to put this into action. And it was a perfect example. I was in the car over the weekend with my sister-in-law, and we were talking about, we own property in New York, and we were talking about different things. And she's like talking and talking and talking and talking. And it's the things that she's saying to me is starting to aggravate me. And normally I'd be like, shut up. And I start yelling at her. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, just let her speak. Let her get it out. Just let her get it out, because we're not going to make any decisions now. We're going to do anything now. I mean, I can't make the decision. She can't make the decision. So let's just let her speak. And I did. And then I felt better. Like, I wasn't like pissed off at her. I wasn't aggravated. We got home. We had a good night with the kids and the rest of the family. And the outcome was better, because normally when I react to her and I feed on her, my outcome is bad, because we leave them or they leave us, and I'm pissed off. So it was such an interesting thing. And I know that when we're in the heat of the moment and we're doing something, that we instantly react to things. But when you have a situation that's uncontrollable, try to just breathe, then react with your response. And I hope that helps somebody. Anyway, so I wanted to share that because it came up in my notebook. Okay, so social media. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Snapchat, we have Musical.ly, we have Marco Polo, you name it, it is freaking out there. And I'm sure that we've heard from all of the elite coaches and different mentors and stuff, to pick the one that you want to concentrate with. So if right now Facebook is your thing, then dive into it. Right now, if Instagram is your thing, dive into that. If you want to dabble in both. Musical.ly. Yes. I tried it, thanks to Gary Vee, but it didn't go anywhere. But so I guess I wanted to hear from you guys. First off, which programs do you use, and which one do you feel you're not confident in, but you have a good vibe with? Ashley. Oh my God. You can tell how tired I am. Allie, which ones do you use the most?
Probably Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat for me.
Twitter. I don't know Twitter. I don't tweet.
It's only 140 characters right now. They're testing out 280. But
woohoo, really? Finally.
it's only like a select few people, and
it's been 140 for eternity.
I'm not one of those people. But
now, do you have a big following on Twitter?
So. I wouldn't say like huge,
right,
but relatively.
Wow. See, now how would you use Twitter to promote the business?
I guess just in general, talking about, doing my workout and post like a picture.
Okay.
Because you can post a picture with it and just a very, very, very short blurb, which is great because, like they say, a lot of posts and captivating audience's attention. You can't, speak for 20 minutes and expect to have 100% of the audience still listening 20 minutes in. And so that short little blurb could be enough,
Cool. All right. Very cool. Kirsten, can you hear us?
Yeah, but my daughter won't shut up, so.
That's okay. What's your jam?
Aw.
Um, I use Instagram and Facebook. I use Facebook more, but it's becoming frustrating for me. So I'm trying to grow my Instagram following, but that's not
Okay.
really going very fast either. So,
Okay.
but yeah.
Gotcha. Miss Rebecca.
Hi. I'm pretty much Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
I don't know.
Gotcha. Which one do you feel though that you get more feedback?
It kind of depends. I mean, lately it seemed like I've been sharing a lot of my Instagram to my Facebook, so it kind of is the same. Instagram, I get frustrated because I'll get like other pages that are following me just because they want other people to follow them or other coaches, or it's like the weeding through to find like the actual people
Mm-hmm.
versus all the extra stuff. But
Gotcha. Okay. Miss Marsha.
I use Facebook, and I've been really using Instagram a lot more. A lot of times, even just doing like a repeat post, the same thing from Facebook, but not sharing it from one to the other, doing it as a separate post. And sometimes if I'm like using a picture of me or a picture that I took, I'll take like a slightly different picture. So if I took a picture of a flower from the front, I'll take a picture of a flower from above. And it looks like two different things. And if the same people are following you on two different places.
Hmm.
But the thing that I'm finding on Instagram is people just double click it. They just like it. They're not commenting on anything. There's no interaction. So unless you reach out to them and you're like, hey, thanks for putting a heart on my picture of my flower. You know what I mean? It's hard to start a conversation there. I've been using it more for Instagram stories. And I find it's funny. So last week was just poop for me, just in general. And so I hadn't posted on Instagram stories probably for, I'd say probably a week, at least 5 days. And I started posting again yesterday to Instagram stories. I have 14 to like 20 people watching my Instagram stories. So it's good. I'm finding that people are looking for me there and they're watching them. So, and there's people who drop off, but it's not too bad. So I like the interaction that you get from Facebook, but I like the stories better on Instagram.
Yeah. So the little bit of research that I've been doing and the few things that I've heard may or may not help, but with Instagram right now, Instagram stories, which, Janelle's did the call, I think it was last week. I have to go back to it, but it's where it's at right now. And one of the things that I had heard was to get more followers, to get more people to see you and get to know you, put your location. So like for me, for example, which some of you may have seen, you'll see like Danbury, Connecticut, or you'll see Connecticut. I'm doing that because I want to get more people that aren't technically following me to see what I'm doing. And that way, if something sparks an interest with them, they'll comment. I like the poll situation going on over at Instagram stories. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But it's a great way to show, drinking Shakeology or your workouts or, it's quick little snippets. But definitely I would add you don't have to say your main location, meaning like 10 Ward Drive, Danbury. You don't have to say that, but you can do general of Danbury, Connecticut, or you can, Connecticut itself is hard, but maybe Fairfield County, that kind of thing. Because I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I mean, I did, let's see, like this morning, I did I put that it was 6:30 in the morning. It was hump day, and I put Danbury, Connecticut. I had 51 views. Okay, and out of the people that actually follow me, I think maybe there was 20. So I'm sorry, yeah, there's 32 views from Danbury Stories. So it's 32 new people that are seeing what I'm doing. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Mm-hmm.
Because there may be a time that I post something or I do something, they're like, oh, okay. So I'm kind of getting in their face, so to speak. The thing that I like that I'm going to actually start to do when I have more time, is really get in here, because the people that do like my posts, I'm going to thank them, but then I'm going to go like on theirs. And I'm going to go comment on theirs and say, oh, your daughter's so cute. Where'd you get that outfit? Or I love that new top. Where'd you get that from? You know, oh, I love your sneakers. Oh, look like you went traveling. Where'd you go? Like stupid stuff like that. And I'll make a note, and I'll continue to do that over the course of a week to build that communication. Because hopefully that will build it. Because we build it on Facebook, but we tend to forget to build it here on Instagram. Is kind of where I think that we need to work on. Now, going back to Facebook, the thing that I'm noticing is I do the same thing that Marsha was saying, is that I'll post it on Facebook, I'll post it on Instagram. But I also, like Rebecca and Kirsten, I have a like page. So I may do my workout video collage on my like page for Facebook, but I'll take the picture that I used and I'll post it on my personal page to say, hey, look at me, I dropped a weight on my foot. It's in the collage, but I'm still pushing play, and I'm keeping the information separate, right? But what I think that also helps is when you update your banners. When you update your cover photo or your personal photo over, I would say probably they say to do it maybe every quarter, just to freshen things up. I know that like every time I change my profile picture, you know, it gets interest. Or if I update my cover photo, which could just be I'm changing the inserts. So I used to have a picture of just me and the kids. I added the wedding picture from my sister's wedding. So it kind of refreshes it so it's in people's faces. But I think that what we all need to do, and I need to do it as well, is dig deeper and try to understand, because it's constantly changing. Whether you're doing a live video on Facebook, which Kirsten, I give you props because you're as getting so consistent with your morning videos that I know my time between, I would say 8:30, 8:45, 9-ish, between that time, between 8:30 and 9, I know you're going to pop up and I'm going to watch you. And you're with the animals in the farm, in the grass, wind blowing. But that's showing you're consistent. And I mean, you're consistent with it constantly, and people are now starting to, you know, be like, oh, wait, where is she? Why didn't I see her video? Why isn't she on? So that's showing you're consistent with it. Like with you, Marsha, the only thing that I can say is you need to share more about your teaching.
Yep.
Teaching. Dude, seriously.
Yep.
Told you that this morning.
I know. And I told you I need to share more in general. So.
Well, yes, but you're teaching. I mean, what did you do yesterday? You did a workout. You ran 3 miles. You practiced your teaching. You taught. And you came home and you had a drink recover, but you shared it on Instagram stories, but you didn't share it anywhere else.
Oh my God, I was dying.
Yes. But I mean, I know I have to work on things too. I got to do more live video. I don't do enough live video, and I'm kind of sick and tired of doing the carve video. But yeah, I mean, as far as we know, no stock video. I mean, pictures. Try to do your own. I think Rebecca, a couple months ago, you had a phenomenal picture of the computer, and Nick was at the table too, and it was like you were talking about something else, but you had Beachbody On Demand on the screen, and Nick was sitting at the table, so it was like it was your mom, you're busy, you're running around, but you're still taking time for yourself. So you're showing it, but you're not throwing in their face, and that was perfect. Allie, when you were wearing the shirt that you have with being the girl boss, perfect. But I think that's what we need to start to do, is that we need to be more consistent with, yes, sharing that we're coaches, sharing that, we're working out, but also sharing more about who we are and what we do on a daily basis. Like the other day, Rebecca was stuck at Costco and she was waiting for all the samples to come out. We need to be more on point with sharing that kind of stuff.
Not enough samples on Tuesdays.
So they bring them all out on the weekends.
I was hungry. Walking around a place with all this food, and I only came home with one bad thing.
Was it the giant pizza the size of like a kitchen table?
No, I got a dark chocolate covered pretzel chips.
Oh my God, those things are so good.
I'm like, it's dark chocolate.
It's healthy.
It's healthy-ish. I'm like, if I only eat like 1 or 2 to get that little craving under control.
No, but I think that if we tend to get so busy, and I know whether we're stay-at-home moms or we're working or we're this or we're that, we just have to kind of try to plan it out to say that we're consistent and that we're here and we're human, but we're also here to help. I know, Rebecca, you are so consistent sharing your workouts every day, and kills me that you get crickets. Kills me that you get crickets. But I think I shared it in the group, and I think that this will help. And Marsha, I think that you had commented on it. Where is it? It's share your journey on Facebook to inspire others. So what does it say? Share motivational quote, healthy recipe, your workout, your water bottle, Shakeology, menu for the week, pictures of your groceries after your food shop, meal prep pictures. I mean, we know all this, but we just have to do it. And I'm bad at it too, and I'm trying to stay more consistent with it. And I'm finding actually that it's easier to just do it on Instagram stories because they have more fun filters, and I'm like, and it's quick and it's easy and it's done. But we also have to kind of do it on Facebook if we're using Facebook as our primary component. But is there anything that anybody is doing that is working that they'd like to share? Rebecca's laughing. Now?
I know before my conference, when I was consistent with posting my workouts, I went to a bridal shower, my boyfriend's cousin's fiance, and I had one of his aunts, say, hey, I love seeing all your workout posts. And she's like, I can always count on it when I wake up, whenever I, would do the 4 o'clock waking up to work out kind of workouts. And I was like, wow, somebody's actually pointing it out. That's cool. Y'all always talk about it, but I guess I've never really had much of that, at least like face to face, somebody saying it.
It's amazing when you find that people are actually watching you. You're right, because everybody says the people who don't comment are still watching you, and you're like, blah, blah. And then somebody says something like that to you, and you're like, oh my God, they really are.
And then I guess it's kind of like a new spark. Not that it's a new spark, but just, I guess, continues to light that flame of gotta keep going.
Yeah. And I think you hit the nail on the head, because when you think that to you, it's not a big deal because you're just doing what you feel that you need to do for yourself. Whether it's going for a run, I'm pointing to both Marcia and Rebecca on my computer, going for a run, or, doing your workout, or, having a veggie burger or whatever it is, you're fueling your body, and you're healthy, and you're sharing this, and you don't realize that people are seeing it, and people, are noticing until you have a situation like that. And that's awesome. But we just have to, I think that we're doing good, but I think that we need to continue to inspire each other, and just, come give love on each other's posts, and, work with each other to grow. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to, after we finish this video, I'm going to share a team call with more information that I found with social media that may give more detail than what we're sharing here today. So I hope that helps. But it's now, what is it? Oh my God, it's the 11th. How is everybody doing right now this month? Are you guys, okay.
I'm finally getting out of my funk. So I've been talking to people, but like this past week, I've just been kind of like, ugh. not about like the business, just in general, life. So I'm shaking it out. Actually woke up, felt good. My yoga this morning really did. Like I finished, I was like, huh. I actually feel better about my life right now. And it was good until the kids came home from school. Then it went downhill again. But no, but I did have, like, I had a conversation, was talking to a girl I know and about something else, and she just offhandedly commented like, oh, you're looking so good, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I'm like, if you ever want to join one of my groups, and started a whole conversation. And she has like, I don't know, irritable bowel syndrome or something. So she's on this like really strict diet right now, but she's going to take the ingredient list to her gastro guy and see what he says. And so she's very interested, but physically might not be able to right now. But it always seems I get those people that like, there's always some weird, wacky something, like somebody was so interested, but then they found out they're allergic to pomegranate, which is in Shakeology. They're like, oh. I'm like, seriously, pomegranate? But
yeah, but now with the benefit is that we can do the Beachbody on demand with the performance line.
I know. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
For all those running people that I keep saying are going to start like coming to me, but hasn't quite happened yet.
Now, do you feel, and Marcia, you can answer this too, are there like running hashtags that are working for you guys, that you get some traction with any of that?
I do. I have like, what do I use? Well, I still will use some of my like half marathon training ones, and that I always get some traction. Like I have one that was like just hashtag dark side half marathon or something, or Run Disney always gets a few bites. I use like Mother Runner.
That's fun.
That one gets them runners of Instagram. There's always random people that will come about, but
I find that it gets me, those hashtags will get me like different people. It gets me in front of different people, but
right.
what I'm finding with a lot of runners is because they are already athletic, they already work out, they've already been way attacked by Beachbody coaches and all kinds of other health and wellness people.
Yeah.
So as soon as you start to even dip your toe into that conversation, they're like, no, stop talking to me.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of the runners are dedicated to whatever they're currently using.
yeah.
They have
Like
a pretty
they
strict
found it and they like it.
hmm
Well, do you like, is there like, I think Rebecca, you and I talked about this. What about like, is there like a hashtag that you guys can use for like, what is it, Couch to 5K? Like those types of people where it's like
for like
beginner
newer
runner
or
or,
something.
yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really played with that so much.
Got it.
I've added a lot of people on my Fitbit app. But I mean, again, a lot of those people, there are some people on Fitbit who they're just trying to get started with some sort of physical activity, which is a good thing about Fitbit. So you might want to consider that, Rebecca. But a lot of people who have a Garmin, a Fitbit, those kinds of things, they're runners and they've been runners. And because they are athletic, they've already been talked to by plenty of health and wellness people. And seriously, as soon as you start that conversation, a lot of them are like, they will unfriend you because they don't want to deal with it.
They're hardcore.
They are. And a lot of the running groups too,
You can't even.
you can't even. I even mentioned, I said one time in a group, I'd be willing to do a free Zoom call of a core to force workout. And they private messaged me and said, if you post something like that again, we'll remove you from the group. And I was like, okay, dude, I was just offering a free workout. I know it's not running. It's not my feet on a treadmill or the ground, but, and so they don't want it. So runners, I have found, are the hardest group to crack into, for me at least, because they've been talked to probably, 10 different coaches each at least,
Right.
and probably 10 different companies too. I mean, Beachbody isn't the only health and wellness company, so
Yeah.
they're getting it from the wrap people and the pill popping people and the whatever else.
Yeah, but so are we.
And then you got like the makeup people too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not going to hold you guys much longer, but I mean, I hope some of this helped. If anybody that has a personal page or a like page that they need help with refreshing their banner, I'm definitely here to help. If anybody wants some, I can definitely help you.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, let's just keep loving on each other's pages. And if there's anything that you guys want to see more of in Team Mashup, or you have any suggestions, holler. And that's it for tonight. So I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to stop the recording.